All right, welcome back, future CPAs, to another episode of CPA Guide.tv. My name is Bryan Kesler. I'm a certified public accountant and a full-time CPA exam mentor. Now, if you've been following my channel at all, a few days ago, I published a video about what's called the UCEG method, which is the method that I teach to CPA candidates all around the world that has been incredibly effective at helping people who are struggling with the CPA exam pass. And it's all by teaching you how to optimize your time, your CPA review course, and to find a CPA exam mentor. So whether it's myself or somebody else out there who's willing to help you with the exam. Now, when I published this video, I got an interesting comment from one of my followers. His name is Travis, and he said, "Isn't buying a study course enough of a money grab?" Now, I completely understand Travis's skepticism, and having a mentor definitely is not a requirement if you want to pass a CPA exam. Now, obviously, it will really speed things up and really help you out. But if you're somebody who's incredibly motivated and you test really well, you're probably fine just with a CPA review course and then just going for it and seeing what happens. Now, there are scenarios, of course, where people fail the CPA exam. And that's the biggest thing that I saw or see in the industry is that, look, you got your pass rates of between 48 and 55%. So there's a huge chunk of people who are failing the CPA exam, and that means that a CPA review course alone is not enough for them to pass a CPA exam. And I've worked with people who have failed 9 times in a row and haven't seen any success. So people like that, they need somebody who can actually teach them how to study for the CPA exam. Now, Travis is skeptical too because of it's just one more thing you have to buy. And I get it. You're spending $1,000 on CPA exam fees. You got $2,000 or $3,000 sunk away into a CPA review course. So you're already stretched pretty thin, right? So when you're looking for a CPA exam mentor, if you're somebody who is struggling, wants some extra help, wants somebody to teach you how to actually study, give you some community, keep you motivated, and if anything else, just somebody who understands what you're going through. Because again, being a CPA candidate, it's a pretty lonely experience, especially if you're not close with anyone who's an accountant. So they won't understand what you're going through. So when I personally was sitting for the CPA exam, it was an extremely lonely experience. I had failed multiple times, didn't have anyone to talk to, was too embarrassed to tell my coworkers what was going on, didn't really want to tell my friends who I went to college with. Like, I was just dying to have somebody, a safe place where I could go, share what I was going through, get some guidance to fix what the heck I was doing wrong. And the end result was that I had to figure all of this out on my own. So I spent literally hundreds of hours on forums, reading blog posts, talking to people who I knew who had passed a CPA exam. I really had to suck up my ego to do that, and I just constantly was pestering them, trying to figure all of this out. And so, did I pass a CPA exam without a CPA exam mentorship program? Yes, but it came at a big cost. It took me months of my time. I was annoying people, taking them out to lunch for beers, whatever it would take to figure out what I was doing wrong and to figure out how to pass a CPA exam. So there was a big time investment, and that was the result of me having to seek out my own CPA exam mentors. So that's why I created a separate CPA exam mentorship program to provide people with the community, the motivation, the study methods. So there was another video I posted about how I teach CPA exam study loops to all of my mentees. So this is how you can't just learn in a linear fashion. You have to constantly be looping back and reviewing everything so to keep everything in focus. Because again, your textbooks are massive, so you can't just assume that you'll remember everything as you're going through it, and you need to constantly be reviewing. So little things like that really start to add up. And when you have somebody to give you one place to go, you don't have to go to YouTube like you're on now, or you don't have to go to all these forums and talk to anonymous people that are giving questionable advice that you have no idea if it's good advice or not. So that's the real value of having a CPA exam mentor, somebody who understands how your CPA review course works. So I have access to all of these programs. I know how they work, and I can teach you based on your study personality how to use them. And if you don't know your study personality yet, you can head to freecpaquiz.com. It's a short quiz. It'll teach you what areas in your CPA review course you should be focusing your time based on how you learn best. So again, these are just small little things that a CPA exam mentor can help you with that in the long run is going to help you understand the material better and is going to help you pass faster and hopefully avoid retake fees, which can add up extremely quickly. And that alone should pay for the CPA Exam Mentorship service. And then you'll also have community. So say something goes wrong and you fail. Your CPA review course, they don't have a blueprint for you to follow to how to recover. They don't understand your mindset, what you're going through, your personal situation. So that's what I've tried to create in my premium mentorship program, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. I've tried to create a safe community where you can share your thoughts. Say you're having issues with your friends or your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband or whatever it might be. That's a place that you can go to share and get feedback from other people who are going through the exact same circumstance as you are. And, as somebody who failed the CPA exam multiple times, I lost my job while I was studying, I was unemployed. I went through the ringer to pass this exam and figure it all out on my own. And I would have paid so much money to have a mentor, somebody I could bounce questions off, somebody who could teach me how to actually study. To me, it's an invaluable resource to have, especially if you're somebody who's worried about failure, is struggling with working full time. Maybe you're unemployed and need to pass the exam as quickly as possible. Maybe you have a spouse that doesn't understand what you're going through. So, I mean, these are all the types of things that a good CPA exam mentor should provide for you. Now, are there bad CPA exam mentors out there? Absolutely. So of course, do your due diligence, make sure these mentors have a track record of actually helping people pass the CPA exam. And there are some pseudo mentors that are out there. So you've got all these free forums, free Facebook groups. Now, sometimes there's good advice, other times, most of the time is bad advice or questionable advice. And so forums are good if you have a very specific question and you can know the source of the person that's explaining it to you. But other than that, I would avoid forums just for their negativity and just, you don't know who's trolling you and so forth. So there's all sorts of different things on the internet that can distract you. So it's better just to find a CPA exam mentor who gives good advice, has a good track record, and gives you one place that you can go to learn everything that you need to pass a CPA exam. And make sure that it's tailored to, the advice that's given is tailored to your CPA review course. Because again, all these courses are a little bit different. So the advice that they give, it needs to be specific to your course, specific to your specific situation, and to your study personality. Because again, if they're not tailoring your study method to how you learn best, then it's not going to be nearly as effective. So the final thing I'll say is that a CPA exam mentor also needs to understand your time. So what your schedule looks like, be able to give you targeted step-by-step advice on how to maximize your time based on your specific schedule as well. And again, this all goes back to the UCEG method, which says when you optimize your time and you optimize your CPA review course and find a mentor who's going to be able to tailor all of this advice for you, you're going to have the perfect study plan to implement that will help you achieve the perfect grasp of the AI CPA blueprints. And then when you have a mentor and your CPA review course's customer support, you're going to have the perfect support team to keep you going no matter what happens. Because at the end of the day, if you fail, it's just part of the plan. And you'll know exactly step by step what to do next, and you'll keep at it until you pass the CPA exam. And when you achieve that mindset, that's when you achieve the atomic effect. And again, the atomic effect is that you become this unstoppable force of CPA exam passing power. So at the end of the day, sure, a CPA exam mentor is going to cost additional money, but think of it like an insurance policy. So you've spent $3,000 or $4,000 on the CPA exam itself. So you can go through it trial and error, just studying and praying that you're doing it all right. Or you can invest a little bit more, find a CPA exam mentor who's going to save you a ton of time, and then teach you how to use all these resources to minimize your risk of failure. And then at the end of the day, you'll become a CPA. And then once you become a CPA, you're instantly more valuable to your career. You'll have more career flexibility. Typically, a CPA versus a non-CPA is going to make at least $1 million more in income over the life of that person's career. Now, obviously, it can be a whole lot more depending on how motivated you are and the types of positions you can get. But for some folks, it's more about the flexibility. So having a CPA license means you can get out of just posting AP journal entries all day long. You can go into teaching, government, FBI, CIA. You can basically take your CPA license with you anywhere and you'll get the respect that you deserve. So again, at the end of the day, it's how much do you want to invest in yourself in order to become a CPA. And again, keep the reasons why you want to become a CPA at the forefront of every single decision that you make. So again, investing in a program like Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, it is a bit of an investment, but it's worth it in the end because of the dividends that passing the CPA exam will provide for you. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully I answered your question, Travis. And again, I appreciate your guys' comments. So go ahead, like the video, subscribe if you want more content like this. Leave a comment if you do have any questions about the CPA exam industry, about your CPA review course, about how I can help you pass the CPA exam faster. I'd love to help. That's what I'm here for. And that is why I'm a full-time CPA exam mentor. So until then, I will catch up with you in the next video.